Imagine for a moment that the most powerful tool for living a meaningful and fulfilled life isn't something you can purchase, earn, or receive from others. It's already inside you, waiting to be discovered and utilized. This isn't merely a thought experiment. It's a reality rooted in the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided numerous individuals through the ages towards living with purpose, resilience, and tranquility. Stoicism teaches that the key to a well-lived life isn't found in external achievements or material success, but in mastering the art of valuing ourselves through the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It's a powerful reminder that, despite the chaos and challenges of the external world, we possess within us an unshakable foundation for our own well-being and happiness. We're peeling back the layers of societal expectations and self-doubt to reveal the timeless Stoic principles that can transform how we see ourselves and our place in the world. This journey is about more than just self-improvement. It's about rediscovering our inherent worth and learning to live in alignment with our deepest values. So, if you're ready to unlock the doors to personal freedom, resilience, and fulfillment, you're in the right place. Let's embark on this adventure together, exploring how the wisdom of Stoicism can illuminate the path to valuing ourselves like never before. All I ask is that you do not skip any part of this video. If you're here, consider yourself different from the majority. Consider yourself an exception. Now act like one, and don't skip any part of the content. Number 1. Accepting less than you deserve. We've all been guilty of this at some point, right? Whether it's staying in a job that drains us, remaining in relationships that don't uplift us, or not pursuing our dreams because we're scared, we settle. We compromise. We convince ourselves that this is as good as it gets. But why do we do that? Is it fear? Comfort? Perhaps a bit of both. Stoicism teaches that our true worth, our essence, isn't influenced by these external circumstances. Whether you're in a palace or a prison, Stoicism tells us that what truly defines us is not our situation, but how we respond to it. It's about recognizing that, while we may not control every aspect of our lives, we have ultimate power over our perceptions, judgments, and actions. Think about it. When we accept less than we deserve, aren't we essentially saying that our external circumstances have more power over us than we do? Stoicism invites us to challenge this notion. It encourages us to ask, is this situation aligning with my values? Am I responding in a way that reflects my true worth? And if the answer is no, Stoicism doesn't leave us in despair. It empowers us. It says, look, you have the power to change your perception, to choose your response, and in doing so, to transform your reality. So, when you find yourself accepting less than you deserve, remember this Stoic wisdom. Remind yourself that your worth isn't determined by your job title, relationship status, or bank account size. Your worth is determined by your ability to remain true to your values, to act with courage, wisdom, and integrity, regardless of the circumstances. This isn't about blaming ourselves for our situations, but about empowering ourselves to see and seize the control we do have. Let's not settle for less, not because we're entitled or arrogant, but because we recognize our inherent worth. Let's respond to life's challenges with the strength and resilience that come from knowing who we are and what we stand for. And when we do that, we're not just living. We're thriving in true Stoic fashion. Stoicism, with its profound understanding of human nature, doesn't encourage us to boast or inflate our egos. But it does encourage a fair and honest recognition of our own efforts and virtues. Number 2. Minimizing your achievements. Why? Because acknowledging our achievements isn't about feeding our pride. It's about recognizing the work, discipline, and perseverance it took to get there. It's about honoring our commitment to our goals and adherence to our values. Let's break it down a bit. In Stoicism, virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are central. When you achieve something, no matter how big or small, it's often because you've exercised these virtues. Maybe it took courage to apply for that job, wisdom to navigate the challenges, or discipline, a form of temperance, to organize that closet. When you attribute your success to luck or diminish it as something anyone could do, you're undervaluing not just the outcome but also the virtues you practice to get there. So how do we change this mindset? How do we start acknowledging our achievements without tipping into arrogance? The Stoic approach is about balance and honesty. It's about saying, yes, I worked hard for this. Yes, I faced challenges and overcame them. And yes, this achievement reflects my effort and virtues. It's about giving yourself credit where credit is due, not for the sake of your ego, but for the sake of truth. Now, think about something you've achieved recently. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. Think about the virtues you practiced to achieve it. Maybe you showed incredible discipline. Maybe you took a brave step out of your comfort zone. Or perhaps you used your wisdom to solve a problem. Whatever it is, take a moment to acknowledge it. Recognize the virtues behind the achievement. This exercise isn't about patting yourself on the back. It's about seeing the truth of your own character and effort. Embracing this Stoic practice can transform how we view our successes and ourselves. It moves us away from false modesty towards a genuine appreciation of our own strengths and capabilities. It teaches us that acknowledging our achievements isn't about ego. It's about recognizing the virtues we've embodied and the hard work we've put in. It's a common scenario, isn't it? Whether it's staying late at work to help a colleague, skipping your morning run to make breakfast for your family, or putting your own dreams on hold to support someone else's, it feels noble, selfless, even heroic at times. But here's the twist. Constantly putting others first at the expense of your own well-being can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of self. It's like trying to fill cups from an empty pitcher. Eventually, you run out. Number 3. Prioritizing others' needs over your own. Stoicism isn't about being detached or selfish. In fact, it places great emphasis on virtue and the betterment of society. However, it also teaches the critical importance of self-care. Why? Because caring for oneself isn't selfish. It's the foundation of being able to care for others effectively. Stoicism reminds us that to be of service to others, we must first ensure that we are in a good place ourselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let's unpack this a bit. Stoicism teaches us about the dichotomy of control, understanding what is within our control and what isn't. Our own thoughts, beliefs, actions, and yes, self-care are within our control. The well-being of others, as much as we may wish otherwise, isn't directly under our control. What we can control, however, is how well equipped we are to offer help, support, and love to those around us. And that starts with taking care of ourselves. Think about it this way. When you're well-rested, healthy, and at peace, how much more patient, understanding, and present are you for the people in your life? How much more effectively can you contribute to their well-being? This isn't just about physical health, it's about mental and emotional resilience. It's about having the inner resources to be compassionate, to offer wise counsel, and to be a source of stability and strength for others. So how do we strike this balance? How do we ensure we're not neglecting our own needs in the process of helping others? It starts with recognizing that self-care isn't a luxury or an afterthought. It's a necessity. It means making time for things that replenish us, whether that's exercise, meditation, reading, or simply spending a few quiet moments alone. It means setting boundaries and being okay with saying no when we need to. And it means doing these things not out of self-indulgence, but out of a commitment to being our best selves for the people we care about. I challenge you to think about one way you can prioritize your own well-being this week. Maybe it's committing to a daily walk, carving out time for a hobby you love, or setting boundaries around your work hours. Whatever it is, remember that this act of self-care isn't just for you. It's a way of ensuring that when you show up for others, you're showing up as the best version of yourself. Stoicism teaches the importance of viewing ourselves objectively. Number 4, struggling to accept compliments. This entails recognizing and acknowledging our strengths just as openly as we do our areas for improvement. It's about understanding our value in a balanced and fair manner, not in an egotistical way. Why do we have difficulty accepting compliments? Often, it's because we're seeing ourselves through a distorted lens. We might be overly focused on our imperfections, or perhaps we've been conditioned to think that acknowledging our strengths makes us arrogant. But consider this Stoic perspective. Humility is not about denying our strengths. It's about recognizing them in a grounded and realistic way. It's about seeing ourselves as we truly are, without the embellishments of ego or the shadows of insecurity. Stoicism teaches us that our worth is not lessened by acknowledging our achievements and strengths. In fact, accepting compliments graciously is a way to practice self-awareness and objectivity. It helps us see the virtues we possess and the efforts we've made, giving us a clearer understanding of our true selves. When someone compliments us, they are often recognizing something genuine in us, something worth praising. Ignoring these moments deprives us of the opportunity to see ourselves through another's eyes and understand our impact on the world around us. So how can we improve at accepting compliments? It starts with adjusting our mindset. When someone offers you praise, try to see it as a mirror reflecting your virtues and efforts. Instead of deflecting, take a moment to consider the truth in their words. You can practice by simply saying thank you. No minimization, no deflection, just gratitude for the recognition of your efforts and qualities. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to use these moments as opportunities for reflection. Ask yourself, what did I do to earn this praise? How does it reflect my virtues and efforts? This isn't about feeding your ego. It's about understanding and acknowledging the part of you that's capable of excellence and impact. Have you ever faced a choice, seemingly simple, yet found yourself paralyzed, unable to decide? This hesitation, this fear of making the wrong choice, is more than just indecision. It's a reflection of a deeper issue, a lack of self-trust. It's like standing at the edge of a diving board, looking into the pool below, knowing we need to jump but unable to make the leap. Stoicism offers a guiding light in this fog of indecision. Number 5, avoiding decision-making. It teaches us that wise decision-making lies not in guaranteeing outcomes, but in basing our choices on wisdom and reason. Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot control the outcome of our decisions, we have complete control over the process of making those decisions. It's about aligning our choices with our values, acting with integrity, and accepting the outcomes, whatever they may be, as part of the natural flow of life. Why do we fear making decisions? Often, it's because we're afraid of making the wrong choice, leading to outcomes we perceive as failures or mistakes. However, Stoicism invites us to reframe our understanding of mistakes and failures. In the Stoic view, every outcome is an opportunity for learning and growth. There are no failures, only lessons. This perspective encourages us to trust ourselves, to make decisions with courage and confidence, knowing that whatever the result, it will contribute to our development and understanding. But how do we build this trust in ourselves? How do we strengthen our decision-making abilities? It starts with embracing wisdom and reason. Before making a decision, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, does this choice align with my values? Am I acting with integrity? By grounding your decisions in your core values and reason, you ensure that regardless of the outcome, your choice was made with the best intentions and understanding you had at the moment. Stoicism teaches us the importance of accepting and learning from the outcomes of our decisions. Every result, whether it's what we hoped for or not, holds valuable insights. It's an invitation to reflect, to understand what worked, what didn't, and how we can apply these lessons moving forward. This process of reflection and learning fosters self-trust. It reassures us that we are capable of navigating the uncertain waters of life, making decisions that reflect our values, and growing from every experience. Stoicism teaches us the art of discernment, especially about where we direct our mental energy. It tells us that obsessing over our flaws and failures, beating ourselves up for every perceived misstep, is like trying to sail a ship while ignoring the wind and tides. We're focusing on the wrong things. Stoic wisdom implores us to recognize that perfection is an illusion and unattainable mirage. The goal instead is progress, continuous and deliberate steps. Number 6. Excessive self-criticism. Why do we fall into this trap of excessive self-criticism? Often, it's because we're measuring ourselves against impossible standards, ones that we wouldn't dream of holding anyone else to. We forget that being human inherently means being flawed, making mistakes, and most importantly, having the capacity to learn and grow from them. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this self-imposed tyranny: the practice of self-compassion and the pursuit of progress over perfection. Self-compassion, from a Stoic viewpoint, isn't about coddling ourselves or making excuses for our shortcomings. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that we would offer to a good friend. It's recognizing that setbacks are not indictments of our character, but part of the human experience. When we stumble, the Stoic response isn't to berate ourselves, but to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Embracing this mindset requires a shift in how we perceive our journey. Every effort, every attempt, even those that don't yield the results we hoped for, is a step forward. Progress, not perfection, becomes our mantra. This doesn't mean we become complacent or indifferent to improvement. On the contrary, it means we pursue growth more fervently, but with the wisdom to know that growth is often non-linear, fraught with challenges, and beautifully imperfect. Why is it so easy to fall into the comparison trap? Part of it is human nature. We have an innate tendency to gauge our own value and accomplishments against those of the people around us. But in the age of social media, this inclination is amplified to an unprecedented degree. We're bombarded with snapshots of others' lives that seem to showcase only the peaks, never the valleys, leading us to question the worth and significance of our own experiences. Stoicism offers a potent antidote to this malaise: the cultivation of self-awareness and gratitude for our own journey. It encourages us to redirect our gaze inward, to focus on our personal growth, virtues, and the progress we've made. Stoicism doesn't advocate for isolation or indifference to others, but promotes the idea of inspiration over comparison. It teaches us to admire the virtues and successes of others without diminishing our own value or progress. Number 7. Constant comparison with others. To counter this, we should adhere to certain principles. Firstly, mindfulness helps us catch ourselves when we compare our behind-the-scenes to someone else's highlight reel on social media. We must remember that social media presents a curated gallery, not an accurate portrayal of everyday life. Secondly, Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what's within our control, our efforts, attitudes, and virtues. By nurturing these aspects, we develop a sense of personal significance, irrespective of external validation. Lastly, gratitude is crucial. By appreciating our own experiences, challenges, and achievements, we ground ourselves in the present and value the richness of our lives. This mindset doesn't breed complacency, but rather empowers us to pursue growth from a place of contentment. Many of us find ourselves delaying pursuits such as taking courses, starting hobbies, or neglecting self-care. This behavior often stems from a failure to recognize our own value. Stoicism challenges us to view self-improvement as an act of self-respect. Seneca likened life to a garden, requiring constant tending for flourishing. Similarly, our inner world demands attention and care for growth. Neglecting personal development is akin to neglecting a garden. Both will fail without investment. Yet, why do we hesitate to invest in ourselves? Sometimes, it's due to the allure of immediate gratification, prioritizing short-term pleasures over long-term fulfillment. Other times, deeper issues like low self-esteem hinder us. Stoicism asserts that every individual possesses inherent worth and potential for virtue. Investing in our growth, whether through acquiring new skills, pursuing hobbies, or practicing self-care, reflects this recognition and honors our worth. Number 8. Insufficient personal investment. How can we initiate self-investment, aligning with Stoic principles? It starts with a mindset shift, viewing self-improvement as indispensable in our lives. This doesn't imply sudden life overhauls, but consistent, modest self-investments. It might entail reading captivating books, dedicating daily moments to meditation, or embracing joyful hobbies. Stoicism underscores reflection and self-assessment, aiding in understanding our strengths and areas for growth, guiding our personal development. Regular life evaluations, goal setting, and progress reflections cultivate purpose and direction. This process isn't solely about achieving external success markers. It's about harmonizing actions with values, fostering virtues, and living purposefully. Embracing lifelong learning, considering wisdom a journey, reshapes our perspective on self-investment. It's an enriching exploration of life's vast knowledge and experiences. Authentic validation originates internally, aligning with values and principles. Stoics stress control over actions, intentions, and responses. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that external opinions don't trouble us. It's our judgments of them. Seeking external validation often stems from insecurity and fear of inadequacy amid societal pressures. Stoicism directs inward focus, nurturing character and virtuous living. True contentment arises from self-alignment, not fleeting external approval. Breaking free from external validation entails redirecting focus inward, nurturing character, and living virtuously. Number 9. Seeking external validation. Becoming self-aware, by noticing our tendencies to seek approval, allows us to question the motives behind our actions. Do we pursue goals because they align with our values, or because we crave applause? Stoicism teaches regular self-reflection to examine intentions and ensure they're grounded in personal values and principles. Another Stoic practice aiding in resisting external validation is developing self-sufficiency. This doesn't imply isolation or indifference, but finding contentment within, acknowledging completeness as we are. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, emphasizes focusing on what's within our control and releasing what isn't. Cultivating inner contentment reduces reliance on external validation sources. Stoicism prompts redefining success, measuring it not by external achievements, but by living according to values. Success, stoically viewed, entails pursuing virtue, practicing reason, and fostering resilience amid life's challenges. Picture being in a dense forest where the air weighs heavy, the paths unclear, and each step feels like a struggle. Whether it's enduring a draining workplace or undervaluing personal relationships, staying often stems from the belief we don't deserve better. Stoicism mirrors this struggle and offers guidance. Stoics acknowledge the environment's impact on virtuous living and contentment, but stress our role in shaping it wisely. Marcus Aurelius highlights inner peace stemming from responses to external circumstances, not the circumstances themselves. Why endure negativity? Often, it's underestimating our capacity for change, fearing the unknown, clinging to familiarity, or doubting our worth. Stoicism confronts these fears, urging recognition of inherent value and personal power. Number 10. Embracing negative environments. Questioning the belief that we're trapped, Stoicism teaches us to recognize our agency in changing circumstances or perceptions. It equips us with tools to navigate and transform our surroundings, emphasizing the cultivation of inner strength and autonomy. Rather than adopting indifference, we fortify our inner citadel, enabling us to uphold our values amidst chaos. Strengthening our core lessens susceptibility to negativity, empowering us to make choices aligned with well-being. Living in harmony with nature involves creating environments conducive to growth, health, and happiness. Recognizing our worth, we choose environments fostering respect, kindness, and positivity. This may entail setting boundaries in relationships, seeking career opportunities, or surrounding ourselves with supportive influences. Investing in practices like meditation or journaling nurtures mental and emotional well-being. Fear's grip often stems from awareness of potential losses. Stoicism prompts us to weigh fears against opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Pursuing virtue, regardless of outcomes, is deemed worthy. Negative visualization, contemplating worst-case scenarios to diminish their power, aids in overcoming fear of pursuing dreams. Number 11. Fear of pursuing dreams. We often discover that our fears are less intimidating than we originally thought when we acknowledge our ability to endure them. This doesn't mean we should ignore risks, but rather approach our dreams with a balanced mindset, understanding that failure is a part of our journey toward growth, not the end. Amor fati, or the love of fate, is another Stoic principle that can empower us to pursue our dreams. Embracing whatever life throws at us with enthusiasm, guided by amor fati, allows us to experience the full range of human emotions and experiences. Accepting this spectrum frees us from the grip of fear, enabling us to move forward with courage and determination. Stoicism stresses the importance of acting in alignment with our virtues and potential. Our true worth lies not in external achievements, but in our commitment to virtuous living, striving toward our goals with integrity, diligence, and courage. The fear of pursuing our dreams isn't just a barrier to success. It prevents us from living authentically. Why do we often overlook this core Stoic lesson? Our innate desire for connection and validation can lead us to seek our worth in others' opinions or in external successes. Stoicism teaches us that true worth comes from within, from living in harmony with our nature and virtues. As Epictetus aptly put it, freedom isn't gained by fulfilling our desires, but by relinquishing them. True freedom and contentment stem from recognizing and embracing our intrinsic value. Stoicism urges us to shift our focus from external accomplishments to the development of our character. Our worth isn't measured by titles, wealth, or approval, but by our dedication to virtuous living, acting with integrity, kindness, and courage, regardless of circumstances. This doesn't diminish the importance of achievements. Number 12, failing to recognize your own value. It's crucial to understand that recognition and validation aren't what define our worth. Instead, it's vital to recognize that our worth is inherent, as unchanging as the stars in the night sky. Acknowledging this truth liberates us from the constant chase for external validation. So, how do we nurture this Stoic comprehension of our intrinsic value? It starts with introspection, directing our focus inward to appreciate and acknowledge our virtues, efforts, and resilience. This process involves cultivating gratitude for our abilities, character, and potential, realizing that these internal qualities are the genuine indicators of our worth. It also entails distancing ourselves from the fluctuating judgments of others and the fleeting nature of accomplishments. This detachment isn't about apathy, but gaining a broader perspective, comprehending what genuinely matters in the larger context of our lives. This sense of inadequacy can arise from various sources: past traumas, societal norms, or personal setbacks. We often compare our journey to others, only seeing the polished facades of their lives, while intimately knowing the struggles behind our own. This comparison, fueled by the misconception that happiness is a limited commodity reserved for a select few, breeds self-doubt. Stoicism urges us to dismantle these misconceptions, realizing that happiness isn't a prize but a way of life. It prompts us to reflect on our values, align our actions with those values, and derive fulfillment from the pursuit of virtue. Number 13, feeling unworthy of happiness. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and reactions. By letting go of what isn't in our control, we empower ourselves to shape our happiness through daily choices and attitudes. Embracing this Stoic approach to happiness begins with rethinking our views on worthiness. We should challenge the notion that happiness depends on achievements, external validation, or perfection. Instead, happiness is found in virtuous living, in making the best choices available, and in cherishing the present moment. Furthermore, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of gratitude. Practicing gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to the abundance in our lives. This change in perspective is crucial for feeling deserving of happiness, enabling us to recognize the beauty, opportunity, and potential in everyday life. Stoicism also underscores the significance of community and support. Happiness is not a solitary journey. It thrives in meaningful relationships where support flows both ways. Our worthiness of happiness is affirmed not only by ourselves, but also by the collective wisdom and love of those around us as we journey together. With Stoic wisdom in mind, we understand that our lives are canvases where we can paint with the vibrant colors of virtue, resilience, and happiness. Remember, you are the architect of your destiny and the sculptor of your happiness. Though challenges may abound, so too do opportunities for growth, joy, and fulfillment. You are deserving of happiness, capable of realizing your dreams, and worthy of the love and success that come your way. I invite you to explore the suggested video, which delves deeper into Stoic practices that can transform your life, offering insights and strategies for intentional living and joy. If this discussion resonates with you and ignites curiosity or recognition in your heart, I encourage you to like and share this video with your friends. Let's spread the wisdom of Stoicism, empowering others to recognize their worth and pursue happiness with courage and conviction. Thank you for joining Stoic Sage Wisdom today.